In this video, I want to take a look at the statutory power of sale of property in Ireland. Here's a breakdown of the statutory preconditions for the exercise of the power of sale, which arises under Section 100 of the Land and Conveyancing Law Reform Act of 2009, and that replaced the Conveyancing Act of 1881, Section 20. So this is how the power of sale arises. The statutory power of sale arises during or once the mortgage or charge money has become due, and that's set out in Section 100, subsection 1. And the power of sale, there's an implied power of sale into every mortgage or charge unless expressly excluded. When does the power of sale become exercisable? Under Section 100, subsection 2, the chargee, that is the bank or the lender, can only exercise the power of sale if one of these applies. A, there's a notice condition. So notice requiring payment of the mortgage money has been served on the borrower or charger, and default continues for 3 months after service. B, interest arrears condition. Interest under the mortgage or charge is in arrears for 2 months or more. And C, there's a breach condition. There has been a breach of some other provision in the mortgage or charge, for example, a covenant to insure, to maintain it, the property, or to pay rates. So any one of these 3 conditions will give rise to a power of sale becoming exercisable by the charge holder, the owner of the charge. There are procedural safeguards, however. A purchaser is protected if buying in good faith from a mortgagee or chargee who appears to be exercising the power of sale, and that is set out in Section 105 of the Land and Conveyancing Law Reform Act of 2009. They are not concerned with whether the preconditions have in fact been met, and I'm referring to the purchaser. They don't have to be concerned about whether the preconditions have been met or not, because if they act in good faith, then they are protected. However, as between the borrower and lender, if the preconditions are not met, the lender risks an action for damages. The practical effect of this is that once any one of the 3 conditions that I've referred to earlier is satisfied, the mortgagee in possession, that is the bank, may sell without court order. In practice, however, if the property is occupied, the lender will almost always need a court possession order first in order to deliver vacant possession to the purchaser. And obviously it's going to make it much easier to sell the property if vacant possession can be provided. If vacant possession is not being provided, well then the bank can sell all right, but from a practical perspective, they're not going to maximize the value of the property. In summary, the power of sale exists once the debt is due, but it is only exercisable if 3 months default after demand, or 2 months arrears of interest, or breach of another mortgage covenant. Hope you find the video useful. If you do, I'd appreciate if you hit the thumbs up button down below. Thank you very much.